Hey.
You be in the building.
I told y'all I'll be back here again.
That's right. You called it. All right, we'll get you going. You guys can go ahead and raise your hand if you have questions.
Okay.
We'll start off with Ned.
Evening, DeWanna. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Brianne talked about this yesterday. Kurt talked about this yesterday, having to deal with Chicago's size inside. I mean, not just tall, but, muscular. How were you guys able to attack the board so well tonight and get so many rebounds against them?
I think that's just been our thing all season. That's been an emphasis to rebound the ball. If we rebound the ball, our running game is, kind of dangerous especially when you have AT and I can lead the break. Brianne can lead the break. Anybody on our team can lead the break. So that's just been the emphasis. And when we see it go up, we go get it.
Thank you.
Adam?
Hey, DB, with this performance tonight, where do you think the ceiling is for this team? Do you think you can make a run all the way?
That's the plan. That's the plan. But, this team is pretty special because I'm pretty sure nobody even had us down to win a playoff game, let alone be in the playoffs and to win one game against a Chicago team that went so deep in the playoffs last year. And us starting out 0-5. I don't think anybody put us down for Connecticut to win the playoff game. So it just shows the character of our team. It just shows the fight, the grit, how much we want to be here, how much we want to win. We sacrificed a lot. So, man, proud of my team, proud of my coaches. This was a huge win for the organization, the fans, to just show how invested we are right now. And for the future. We're invested for the future, too. So, good win.
We'll go to Charlotte, followed by Jerry.
What did you, kind of following up on the question of rebounds earlier, just from AT tonight, Kurt's talked about playoff AT and then playoff U as well was out a little bit, but specifically AT.
I think she had 10 offensive rebounds. That's insane. That's just hard. That's just fight. That's just grit. She's the most competitive player on our team. And when she get going, everybody else kind of get going. She makes you want to work a little bit harder. It shows a lot about her and how much she, just loves Connecticut and how much she, lay out, put her body on the line. But I actually want to talk about Bree Jones this game. And, man, she didn't have the best first half. And to turn around like that in the second half, it just shows, the type of player that she's becoming, because she didn't have this chance last year. She didn't get these minutes. She didn't get this, this opportunity to play. And after the first half, she could have, laid down the quick. She could have folded. But, man, for her to come out in the second half and dominate like that, it just shows a lot her growth. It just shows her growth, and I'm super proud of her. Super proud of the way she responded second half.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Hi, DB. Well, Charlotte took my question about AT, but talk a little about what Kayla was able to do, and she really provided you guys a spark offensively and defensively today.
Yeah, she's been becoming the spark off the bench for us all year. Like I said, I challenged her at the beginning of the year to be our defensive stopper, and tonight she had some great drives to the basket. She knocked down a couple pull-up jumpers. She was the X factor off the bench, and we're going to need that if we're trying to make a run off the bench. So credit to her to be a rookie and to come out and play in that situation and play the way she did. That's pretty big. That's big time.
Thank you.
We'll go to Michelle, followed by Alexa.
Yeah, DeWanna, as good as the posts were, and just the interior defense was so good. Even so, I feel like your guards, the two veterans, Jasmine and and Brianne, were just they bring this toughness factor. And I know you've gone against them. What's it like to play with them, and how do they contribute?
They lead the charge. Those two lead the charge. I wouldn't want to face them on a defensive night. To be bumped and get hit and get pressured. AT in the inside. Our defense, we hang our head on that defense, and they cover up a lot for me because I'm the old one in the group. So a lot of times, I'm getting lost on defense a little bit. But man, that pressure is killer, and for them to do that night in and night out and guard the best players says a lot.
We'll go to Alexa, and Dorothy and Howard will be the last two for DeWanna.
Hi, DeWanna. The intensity that you guys came out with to start the third quarter really, it seemed like was part of the difference in the game, and you guys ultimately outscored them 27-11. What were the adjustments, or what kind of change in mentality do you guys come out with to kind of put, especially since that they ended the first half on that little bit of a run, that you guys were able to answer back for that decisive third quarter?
Yeah, I don't know if we changed anything too much. You know, when you play that first playoff game, that's always a really hard game to play because you're so amped up. You want everything to go well. You don't want to make any mistakes, so you're kind of in your head a little bit. You're playing fast. And I think actually at halftime we settled down a little bit. I think we settled down. We found our groove and do the things that actually worked for us, and that was, you know, getting after it on the defensive end. And then we had, like I said, Bree Jones came in and in the third quarter and knocked down, you know, some shots inside the paint. January hit some shots. Jazz started to hit shots. And I think once we settled down and just play the way we play, we were good.
Thank you.
Dorothy?
Congrats on the win, DeWanna. Can you talk about where you've had to go mentally and emotionally to get to where you are today? Everybody had a hard year, but then you had the bubble, a new team, an 0-5 start, social activism. How did you specifically get to this point?
You know what's funny? I think I had the best summer for myself personally. And I say that in a weird way because there's so much stuff that's going on outside of this bubble that's just awful and it's just terrible. And man, I think about that daily. That's just a terrible situation. But selfishly for me, I had the best summer that I had in a very long time. And that's just mentally, that's just being here with a new team. Even though we had that 0-5 start, I never felt like that I was, you know, that I was down and out or we were down and out as a team. I still came into practice and I still had one of the best feelings. So for me, I just had, you know, one of the best numbers, just growing and emotionally and physically, and growing with this team has been so much fun. It has been so much fun. I wouldn't change it, you know, for the world. So like I said earlier, I've never been so close to a team, and we have a lot of fun. So, you know, it's been good and bad because the stuff outside of this bubble that's going on is awful. But then in this bubble with this team, it's just been amazing for me.
Thank you.
And we'll finish up with Howard.
Hi, DeWanna. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
When you think about the way you and AT have played almost seamlessly, like you've been teammates for a long time, it seems noticeable from the outside. But in terms of your contract situation, you have signed for the long term. AT's coming up after this year. How aggressively are you going to push in order to make sure that you and AT are together for a long period of time?
Mark my word, AT isn't going anywhere.
I will mark them. Thank you.
Yep. And when she come in here, ask her how many steals did she have and how many steals did I have. Somebody ask her that. Don't forget. How many steals did DV have and how many steals did AT have? Don't forget. It's
All right. Thanks, DeWanna.
All right. Thank you, guys.